For many, sports defines who we are and builds character. For Andrew Avelino, gymnastics has allowed him to overcome his biggest obstacle. Cadets at the United States Military Academy are required to participate in athletic programs. Andrew Avelino is a future Army officer and current sophomore on the men's gymnastics team. But there's something special about Andrew that distinguishes him from both his fellow cadets and teammates.
I was just working things on trampoline. Got real unlucky, came down on the trampoline with my leg straight. Trampoline bounced back, my leg bent the other way.
In November of 2010, Andrew's trampoline accident required the amputation of his lower right leg. He now wears a prosthetic and is attempting a comeback in the sport he loves. Andrew's teammate, Tim Tiang, was team captain at the time of the injury.
We're doing gymnastics every day, and it was just one of those normal freak accidents. That's one of the hardest things for the team to kind of get over.
I couldn't sleep very well that night because it hurt pretty bad, but earlier in the morning I crutched to the bathroom and I saw like slowly my leg was just getting blacker and blacker. I had some kind of muscle decay going throughout my calf, and most of my calf had already died, and they were definitely going to have to amputate.
We were all just shocked. And I remember there was about a good week and a half period here where, I mean, we all came up at the gym for practice, but really no one even really did a whole lot.
One thing that really aided Andrew in his recovery was the outpour of support from his coaches and teammates.
After the injury, it was amazing how the team was all there for me. You know, I talked to at least one of them daily. I got calls from all of them all the time. They visited me in the hospital multiple times, and I mean, it was just great because they wanted me back here as much as I wanted to come back.
He was really tired, I remember, but he was really excited to see us. And he was just, him being in such good spirits really kind of lifted us all up. And that was when we all kind of, I feel like we all had a collective sigh, kind of like, okay, like he's gonna be okay.
He could have chosen to end his athletic career and leave West Point, but Andrew was determined to return to the sport he's competed in for over 10 years.
Probably one of the darkest moments of my life. But once I saw Andrew and Walter Reed with his mind set, not even thinking about any amputations or anything, thinking about how he's gonna come back as a gymnast, a D1 gymnast, is one of those things like, all right, he's not worried about anything. Why should I worry? This is how we are going to move on from here.
Andrew was rehabbing during the heart of the 2010 season, but the team dedicated their every routine to his speedy recovery.
We embroidered in his initials, AA, in the corner, just as kind of that reminder every meet that, you know, we're doing this for Andrew.
When I was still in the bed, sick in the hospital, my parents asked me if I wanted to come back to West Point or if I wanted to pursue something else or whatnot, and I couldn't stand the thought of just not doing anything. If I had a chance to keep doing gymnastics and to come back, then I was going to take it. I immediately saw a bunch of other amputees and stuff like that were also West Point grads and doing athletics already, and they tried to reassure me that everything was going to be good.
Doug Van Everen has been the coach of the program since 1990 and says Andrew is the most driven gymnast he's ever coached.
You know, he definitely is one of these kids that right from the get-go was never focused on what he couldn't do. It's always been, you know, what am I gonna do, what I can do.
Initially, coaches had planned to limit Andrew to the pommel horse this season. Andrew wanted to reach higher.
All of a sudden, one day in practice several months ago, he asked, hey coach, is there any way I can do a little high bar? And then all of a sudden I see more and more of what he was doing before. And as the months kind of started unfolding, you know, all of a sudden he did a full routine. And I'm like, oh my God, look at this kid.
A lot of times, the guys don't even get a chance to, complain about, oh, I don't really want to practice today, because it's hard to complain when you're a little bit tired when you see Andrew go over there and, rock a high bar routine.
And while Andrew is determined to exceed expectations in the gym, he still plans to serve the United States once he graduates.
As much as I love doing it here, I love the team, I love competing, I realize when I graduate, I probably won't do gymnastics anymore, and I look forward to being in the Army and being an officer.
His courage and his commitment and just kind of his perseverance is off the charts. Just really an exemplary cadet.
It says a lot to who he is, about who he is as a person, to who he will be as an Army officer, and it's one of those great assets to the team as well as the United States Army.
Andrew is currently competing in pommel horse and high bar, and his goal is to eventually compete for an NCAA title. After graduation, he plans to enter Ranger School with hopes of specializing in military intelligence.